Obviously, recapping last week's game, obviously disappointed in the loss. Fell short of coming back and trying to close that game. A lot of credit to Ball State. They did some good stuff execution wise at the end of the game. We got to keep growing, playing better, learning from each game that we play. We can see we're getting closer and closer. We got to put it all together, and I think that's just part of it. We got to put it together and figure out how to close a game. You know, our guys are working hard, still working at it. You know, we've got to coach better, and like I always say, this is on me. Okay, this is on me, not on them. We got to put them in situations where they can make plays and they can be successful, and then we got to make sure they're ready to play as they step on the field. You know, we have slow starts all year long, and that's on me. Getting them ready to go, getting them ready to rock and roll in the morning when they get up, and making sure we're ready to go and play the game. We look at BG, really good football team. The one thing I'll say about this team, they're extremely experienced. You know, you look at their defense, I think there's 9 seniors playing on their defense and a ton of juniors and seniors playing on their offense. So this is a group that's played together for a long time. They were there through the lumps when they were trying to flip the program, and now they're older guys, and they've got a good established bunch of guys that play well together. You know, when you're looking at their defense, guys that stand out, number 3, Joseph Ship, linebacker, solid player, really good player. I believe he's one of their best tacklers. Number 13, Charles Roser, another guy who's got a ton of tackles, shows up on tape everywhere. Then their whole front four is, I think they're the best in the MAC. Their front four on defense is. So we'll have our hands full there, and we got to find a way to move the ball for them on our offense. For our defense, looking at their offense, they got an experienced quarterback coming back, Connor Belzak, Blazak, I think I said that right. But a quarterback that's played a lot of games for him, thrown for over 1,000 yards, really good running back as well. And then obviously their star on offense is Harold Fannin, the tight end / receiver, the guy they find a way to get the ball to. I think he's got 5 touchdowns. A terrific player. So we got to be on point. We got to play well. We got to bring it all together to have a chance to win this game. And with that being said, I'll open up for questions.
Yeah, Coach. With Rashawn, he has a ton of yards in the last couple of games, but they're not necessarily coming in, a bivvy of catches. So what makes the vertical game so effective in that deep ball? It's not like he's getting 13, 14 a game. He's getting those numbers in about 7, 8 receptions the last couple of games. So what has made that vertical game with Tommy and Krishan so effective?
Yeah, I think that people are looking at the running numbers and saying, "Oh man, they're not running the ball very well." Well, we're running the ball against a loaded box. You know, if you know anything about football, there's 9 guys near the box right now trying to stop the run and the quarterback run because Tommy's the quarterback. So it's leaving one-on-one matchups up down the field, and a lot of our play action game is that. So we're play action, and then we're able to get one-on-one with him and Luke, and there's big chunks out there, and we left some out there. You know, that first drive, there's one to Luke. If he catches that one, there's another 60, 70 yards out there. So again, I think what your teams always say, your team's showing you what they can do, and we obviously can throw the ball around. But then also we're taking what the defense has given us. There's more of an intentionality to stop the run since we've been in league play, and it's created some one-on-one matchups for Kashawn to take, make explosive plays.
Yeah, and you said going into this week, you said Bowling Green's front four was as stout as there is in the league. How do you plan to go about that in your plan of attack? Because I know we saw Kai a little bit more. Is it going to continue to be sort of in and out with Kai and Aiden this week at the running back position?
Yeah, I think hopefully we get a couple guys back in that room this week. That's the plan. So it'll be definitely Kai and maybe Aiden, but there'll be some other guys too. You'll see more of Jazze this week, I believe, and some of the other guys will come back who have been a little bit banged up. So there'll be a lot of guys rolling in that room. We've got to find a way to establish the run game. I'm going to be more involved in the run game than I've been with the offensive staff. Been involved in the pass game, but kind of trying to shift my focus to the run game a little bit to see if I can help that out as well to put our guys in really good situations to move the ball.
Coach, another positive we saw, Deshaun Martin has been pretty darn effective on kickoff returns specifically. He's gotten a number out past the 35 this year. So what makes him effective at those type of situations? I know he came from a very good high school program.
Yeah, he's a really talented young man. There's a lot of freshmen that are on this roster that you haven't seen yet that are really talented. He's one of them. And then J.J. Etheridge, Wayne Harris, those guys are all good in space. So, when you're doing a kickoff return, there's not much scheme being taught. You don't have to read the coverage to convert a route or anything like that. You're just truly like setting it up and running off your blocks. And he did a good job with that. And that's a way for him to show his ability. So I've been impressed with what he's been doing in that world for sure.
And my last question I have for you, Coach. Bowling Green has a really good tight end that's also top 10 in the FBS in receptions. Ball State did too. So did you think facing a really good tight end this past week will help you in defense against another really good tight end this week?
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. I thought we did a solid job on the tight end last week. You're never going to keep those guys kind of in a box. They're gonna have their plays. They do a good job coaching and creating space for them. But you really want to limit the explosive plays with those guys. And we've got to do a good job with that this week and improve from what we did even last week.
Coach, can you talk about just what happened in the second half that we played much better both offensively and defensively? What was it that you saw that was kind of different and got us going a little bit better than we did earlier in the game?
Well, I think we got a pulse on what they were trying to do from an offensive standpoint. They did some stuff with their coverage to to try to eliminate, two obviously, and I think we did a good job of finding ways to get him in one-on-one situations and let him do what he does. And then we did some stuff to help our protection up front. So again, like it's adjustments on the offensive side of things. On defensive side of things, I think our guys just played more disciplined. They played more gap sound, and they were able to get off the field. We kept getting a third and short and allowing them to go for it on fourth down. We had to find a way to get them behind the sticks a little bit more on first and second down. So we changed some things up, brought a little bit more pressure. And again, just made some adjustments and told our guys to just keep responding and let us put you in situations to make plays. And they did that, and they gave themselves a chance in the second half of the game. But again, we've got to find a way to start fast, accelerate in the middle, finish strong. And I told our team, this can't just be words that we keep saying, guys. Eventually, we have to do this, and we have to all do it. And I think the thing about Saturday that was encouraging is it wasn't as many guys falling off the deep end. It was a lot of guys playing really good football on our football team. And that was encouraging to see. A lot of our younger guys, I thought, took a step forward. Tevin Tucker had his best game on defense of the year. Nyland Brown had a phenomenal game. Rocco played really, really well. But it takes 11 guys on defense to make it go. If you got corners that aren't playing very well, but the linebackers and D-line are, then you have problems. So everybody's got to do their job, do their 111. We talked about that in the offseason. But again, if they want to have a different outcome, they've got to trust their coaching and make changes to what we're doing on the field. So starting fast, accelerate in the middle, and finish strong. We got to make that who we are.
And even though you didn't win the game, do you think it gives the team some confidence, closing that game out 28-10 run, when you were down 27-7? Could that give this team confidence, not just this week, but moving forward, that when you get it together, the proof's right there. You guys are capable of doing this.
Yeah, I think they're disappointed. I tell them all the time, if you show me someone who likes losing, I'll show you a loser. So we don't get moral. We don't believe in moral victories at all. We're so far past that. But can you pull positives out of that game? Absolutely. And that's what we did. Creativity and positivity is how we respond in our program. We don't read the outside noise about what people think of us. We try to find ways to be better and make sure we're better. Again, I hate to say this, people hate me saying this, but we are a very young football team with a lot of inexperience, and that was the path we chose as coaches when we got here because we don't believe the portal is the answer for long-term success. So we got to let these kids keep growing up. They're getting better each week. I think people can see that as they play more manageable competition, and hopefully that doesn't change this week. I told them to get obsessed with their process, not obsessed with the result. Keep changing your process to make it better throughout the week to give yourself a chance on Saturday. That's all you can do. So the ball's got to bounce your way. You always need a little bit of luck, but in the same sense, you can prepare yourself to have every chance to win the game as you prepare throughout the week. So there's definitely some positives to pull out of it, but there's a lot of work still obviously to be done.
What do you think of the offensive line as a whole? Obviously, you've got a couple changes there due to injury. How did you think they performed, especially later on in the game? It looked to me like that group played better as the game went on.
Yeah, I thought they played better as the game went on. Whenever I think we threw the ball 35 times, you're gonna give up stuff. I mean, that's part of it. You don't want to give up as many sacks as we did. Obviously, And we got to do some things schematically to know our players' strength. I always tell our coach, it starts with the people, guys. What can they do and what can't they do? You know, and leaving some guys on an island to protect probably wasn't the smartest thing. So we brought up some help in the second half a little bit so we can throw the ball down the field. But you know, I thought they're playing hard. You know, I think that people think that just because we're not running the ball well, it's a credit to the O-line. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes people add numbers to the box that demand you to throw the ball or force you to throw the ball. And we got to make sure when they do that, we can execute that. You know, so I think that's why you're seeing the lopsidedness and what we're doing. And then our best players is receivers right now. So we're getting the ball in their hands. But I think the O-line's doing what they can at a really good clip. And when you look at the statistics from so far and just league play, and I look at league play right now because it's all, you know, very similar competition. Our offense is in near the top in almost every category besides rushing, you know, so they're doing some good things. And now we got to bring up the floor and what we're struggling with and identify why we're struggling with it and fix that. So I'm encouraged by our offensive line. I'm encouraged by our offense as a whole, and they got to just keep growing every single week.
Thank you, Coach.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Nope, I appreciate it. Hope to see some people down in BG on Saturday. Go Flashes, Kent Great. Thanks.